Alright, I've had to remove the back stop tail light, and there's quite a bit of rust on some of these pieces, so I'm going to be taking them off and probably sandblasting them by hand. This particular wire really didn't connect up to the same color sequence. Mostly it's green, green, black, black. So this happens to be a black wire that goes to a green wire, so what I've done is I've just labeled it with a little bit of masking tape so that when a week or two comes by, I know exactly which wire to connect where. As you can see, there's a fair amount of rust in some of these spots here, which I will go ahead and try and hit with the sandblaster and see how that works out. There's also a fair amount of rust on some of these components here, which I will take apart and put them in Coca-Cola and get rust off of that, so that we can keep this restoration job as long as we possibly can. So we're at this stage with the bike. We've taken all the parts off that really are going to be sandblasted. This part of the frame still has some rust on it, as you can see right around here and right up in here. We're going to be very careful with these parts because it holds the seat together. We have taken the back wheel off, and as you can see, there are a fair amount of parts that are pretty rusted. So this is going to be sandblasted. All these pieces, especially the stabilizer bar and these parts that hold the turn signals, all these things will be sandblasted. The only problem I had was I had a problem with one of the turn signals. The light was broken already, but I still broke it when I had to take it off of the bike. So there was a new one that was going to be needed there anyway. The protective eye care is very important because the sand goes everywhere. I am going to be wearing gloves because although I'm not going to get the direct impact of the sand as it bounces off of the metal, it comes back at you and it's fairly sharp. I've done this before. And I'm also going to be wearing long sleeve shirt and protective eye, very important, protective eyewear. Thank you. Alright, I'm getting ready to sandblast, and what I would like you to note in the next picture is the protective eyewear, the protective breathing apparatus. You'll also notice long sleeve shirt, and you'll notice that I'll have gloves on. And another thing that's kind of important is that you have at least a spare set of vice grips. Some of the material is going to be kind of small, and you don't want to have your gloves or your hands, better be gloves, real close to the actual sand as it comes out of the gun, because that will kind of wreck up your gloves too. So if you have an extra set of vice grips so that you can actually hold the smaller pieces while you sandblast, that would be pretty good. Elvis, are you approving everything? Elvis is inspecting the job so far. And blaster. As we move on, we see that this is for this project. It's a wonderful tool. It'll allow us to do a lot of work. We've also gone ahead and taken the wheels off of the bike. We've taken the bearings out and a lot of the other things. These will be sandblasted and they'll be painted at a later episode. On to sandblasting.